Now on CoastTV News.
A view of Ocean City, a new report details visitor numbers on the coast.
Barracks bounce back. The Lewis Army Reserve Center set for community transformation.
And tomorrow's forecast is really straightforward, hot, 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 and the air quality is getting worse.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Tourism trends in Ocean City. We take a look at the numbers. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
Vacationers continue to enjoy the beach in Ocean City before the summer comes to an end. But as CoastTV reporter Kevin Zappé explains, a new report indicates there might be fewer people visiting compared to last year.
Sam DeLauder is the owner of Sunrise Diner in Ocean City. And although he's had a great season so far, he says others not so much.
I know a few hotel owners that say that it's down, and a few other restaurants that just say it's not the same.
The tourism report for the month of May came out, which shows a vast change in visitation compared to last year. According to the tourism report, around 830,000 people reported visiting in town in May 2024. But in 2025, that number dropped to 588,000. That's a 41% decrease. One realtor in town says the number he sees is also down.
Some of the numbers that I look at with some of my data was showing that the numbers were at least 12% off over last year. So that's kind of in line with those numbers.
But that's only one side of the coin. According to Tom Perlazzo, the Ocean City Tourism and Business Development Director, he says those numbers come from a third party. And according to their report, revenue for occupancy in town slightly increased compared to last May.
We don't think that report is 100% accurate. We do feel like that May was a great season, great event this year. We had a great, third concert, the Boardwalk Rock. Filled the town up.
We talked to a family that has been coming to Ocean City every year to see if they notice the town slowing down.
Maybe through the day, the crowd has, kind of dwindled down a little bit, but it seems at night, though, there's still a lot of things going on.
Palazzo and his team have plans to make sure the town is on the right track.
There's a lot of questions out there. We don't have the specific answers yet, but we're working on the reasons why that they might report a fluctuation.
With two vastly different reports on how the month of May visitation is going in Ocean City, we'll have to wait for future reports to see how they do overall for the summer. I'm Kevin Zappé in Ocean City, CoastTV News.
OC Tourism tells us the way they collected data in 2024 and 2025 was different, so follow me here. In May 2024, the report included anyone who came in and out of Ocean City, and in 2025 it was more specific to just visitors.
The Army Reserve Center on Savannah Road is a building that's sat vacant for years. CoastTV News reporter Emma Aiken is live in Lewis. Emma, there are plans for the building, but a lot still has to be done.
Charlie, this is the Army Reserve Center building behind me, and the plans are for this to be a municipal campus for the city, the police department, and the Board of Public Works. And at their meeting today, the city emphasized that they will only accept this building if they 100% know that it is environmentally clean, and that testing is what's in process now. The city already completed phase 1 of an environmental study. Now they want to go after grant money for phase 2 to ensure the building is safe and clean before entering the design phase. The city has not decided whether to knock down the building and start new entirely or to restore the current structure. Some locals we spoke with say this transformation will be a positive for Lewis.
It is a rare jewel. It's 5 acres of land, so that they are able to bring a lot of their community, like police and their business offices, into this facility. And also, it's close to the schools here too. So if they had any emergencies or anything like that, they'd be able to easily react to it.
Something else important to note, several locals we've spoken with have concerns about this land becoming townhomes. But again, in their meeting today, the city emphasized that per their agreement with the Army, this land can only be used to become a municipal campus, so it cannot become affordable housing or anything else. Reporting live in Lewis, Emma Aiken, CoastTV News.
And this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, how should the former Army Reserve building in Lewis be used?
Let's take a look at the results so far. 66% say community center, 15% say a parking garage, 15% say new city complex, only 4% say museum, and no one says other at the moment.
And if you want to vote, if you want to leave a comment, if you got some ideas for us, go to coasttv.com or use the CoastTV mobile app. Taking a live look into Dover right now as we get ready to check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams. And Paul, we're setting the stage for a new week, but it seems like an old story. It's hot.
Oh yeah, and then you combine that hot and that heat, humidity with the problem of the air quality, and that's actually more of a breaking scientific story for right now. That was just released and is being disseminated right now by DENREC. Take a look. We're in Milford at 91 degrees, and that's already warm enough in and of itself, and we'll have clear skies for tonight. This is what just came through. Air quality alert not only for all of Sussex, but this covers the entire state. This means that our air quality is going from bad to not so great. See, we're at a yellow right now. Tomorrow, get this, we go from yellow down to orange. We're going to go to unhealthy for sensitive groups. We're not in the red yet, but we are going to have a concern with air quality. Now, the temperature's in the 90s right now, but look at what it feels like. It feels like 108 in Milton. It feels like 102 in Seaford. When you combine the heat indices into the 100-degree category, along with air quality problems, breathing becomes a problem and a difficulty for kids or people who have chronic breathing problems and for other folks as well. But we're not seeing any precipitation at this point. By the way, our pony swim for Wednesday, 89 degrees throughout the mid-morning hours. And for those of you who are going to be down there, I need you to carry lots of water because it's going to be steamy. The air is going to feel thick.
Paul, thank you. Early voting continues today in Sussex County. This is for District 20's special election. That's the seat vacated by Stell Parker Selby. People can head to the polls from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. today and tomorrow. Then, July 30th through the 3rd, early voting is 11 to 7. This is at Lewis Elementary and Mariner Middle School. Election day itself is August 5th. Polls are open from 7 to 8. And for information on each of the candidates, you can head to our website, coasttv.com. New tonight, according to DENREC, State Police, Beach Patrol, and Natural Resources rescued a swimmer in the surf at Cape Henlopen State Park Sunday. Officials say it was around 11:40 a.m. DENREC says the Delaware Aviation Unit flew the swimmer to a nearby hospital. Their condition is unknown at this time.
The Delaware Department of Agriculture announced that the public no longer needs to report sightings of spotted lanternflies, the bugs you see on your screen here. The state has been working to monitor populations of the bug since it was first detected in Pennsylvania almost 10 years ago. The department says that although reporting is no longer required, management and mitigation efforts, those are still important.
The city of Salisbury just announced a temporary road closure on East Main Street. It's the area on your screen here between Snow Hill Road and Ward Street. Construction started today. Workers will be on site through 6 tomorrow to complete installing new wires.
President Trump met with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer in Turnberry, Scotland today. Trump hosted the PM and his wife at his golf course in Scotland. The two leaders expected to discuss the UK-US trade deal and the current situation with the war in Gaza. Trump blamed Hamas for the delay in delivering aid to civilians, but added that Israel is also responsible. He says the U.S. will take additional steps to try to ease the ongoing crisis.
And that is not all that President Trump did today in Europe, as NBC's Julie Sirkin shows us much more on the table there.
And having this opportunity.
President Trump meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer today in Scotland, touting the trade deal they struck earlier this year and the strong relations between their two countries.
It brings us even closer together, I think.
It comes after the president announced a broad trade agreement with the European Union, now taxing most EU imports at 15%, including cars. But while the president praised the EU and UK, he broke from another ally, Israel, condemning the food crisis in Gaza, something Israel says is not happening.
That's real starvation stuff. I see it, and you can't fake that. So we're going to be even more involved.
Trump says the U.S. will set up food centers in Gaza and work with European partners on the crisis.
And we have to get the kids fed.
He then turned his attention to another global conflict, the war in Ukraine. Trump, growing impatient with Russian President Putin, says the country has less than 2 weeks to end the war or face steep tariffs.
And I'm going to reduce that 50 days that I gave him to a lesser number because I think I already know the answer what's going to happen.
But even an ocean away, President Trump can't escape questions regarding the Epstein files.
It's a hoax that's been built up way beyond proportion.
And the ending of his friendship with the late convicted sex offender.
And he stole people that work for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again, and I threw him out of the place.
Despite a promise from Trump to release all the Epstein files, his Attorney General Pam Bondi says there's nothing new and won't release more. But some of Trump's supporters and even members of his own party are demanding transparency.
Now, this Epstein issue isn't going away anytime soon. We'll see if it comes up for lawmakers as they're back home during the August recess. But when they return here in September, there will be a bipartisan push to try and force the administration's hand to release those files. In Washington, Julie Sirkin, NBC News.
This website shows new safety measures for Delaware schools, how it could impact teachers, families, and first responders.
And we have some muggy heat ahead for us for the immediate forecast. Details are coming up.
But first, Israel allowing aid into Gaza. We have even more information from the Middle East up next.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Israel has agreed to allow more aid into Gaza. There are more trucks going through checkpoints as well as airdrops.
But as NBC's Matt Bradley reports, critics say it's not nearly enough to feed the hungry.
Well, under overwhelming international pressure, the Israeli government over the past weekend has decided to allow more food aid into the Gaza Strip. They said they're pausing fighting for as much as 10 hours a day in various parts of the Strip, which sounds like a rotating plan. They're letting in more aid, more trucks through border crossings. More than 100 have already come in, according to Israeli authorities, and they're allowing countries to airdrop aid. And Jordan and the United Arab Emirates have already done so. And we've been seeing images of Palestinians carrying sacks of flour from aid drop sites and from truck distribution centers. But aid organizations warn that this is not enough. We heard from some aid organizations saying that this was a grotesque distraction and calling on the Israelis to open all the borders to the Gaza Strip to allow aid to flood in completely to the starving population there. We've heard from the Palestinian health authorities in Gaza, which is ruled by Hamas. They said that as many as 14 people had died from malnutrition in just the past 24 hours. 2 of them were children. This raises the death toll from malnutrition-related conditions to nearly 150. More than half of them are children. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
We have a couple of days where it's going to stay sweltering for Tuesday and Wednesday, but then Thursday things will change, and then there's going to be a big drop in temps. We'll talk about that and air quality concerns coming up. For the next couple of days, it's going to be absolutely beautiful weather, but don't let the smooth taste fool you. We got a couple of things we need to really talk about that could be adversely affecting you over the next couple of days if you're not careful and mindful of what's going on. I'll explain to you just exactly what I mean in just a moment. First of all, in Lewis, we have temperatures in the 90s. We're looking for it to continue to stay clear for the rest of the night, but we're looking very beautiful. The water is tranquil. Everything's moving smoothly. So let's talk about the concern, the hidden message or picture or hidden story behind the facade of just beautiful sunshine. We're at 87 degrees in Lewis right now, 92 in Redden, Georgetown, Seaford, 90 degrees in Harrington, 92 Milford. Dew point temperatures are in the 70s. Now, that's a pronounced amount of moisture that's in place. So, yes, it feels like 102 right now in Seaford. It feels like 105 in Milton, 107 in Ocean Pines, and 98, for example, in Georgetown. So the heat is sweltering and it's in full effect. Our muggy meter is going to stay on the very humid to miserable side for the next few days till we drop off dramatically on Friday. And that's because of a storm that's headed our way. It's going to really cool things off. But it'll be on Thursday when that happens. Where we are right now is very clear for right now for the entire region. High pressure is in control of our weather, and it's in proximity of us just to our west over in the Ohio Valley region. Now, the clockwise rotation is bringing in a flow of air coming out of the north, but it's not helping by much. We've just been given some information about the air quality. Air quality is now at a not so great level for the entire state of Delaware. That's inclusive of us here right in Sussex County. So air quality alert is in effect really going into Wednesday, Tuesday going into Wednesday, and it's statewide. Here's what's happening. We're at a yellow level for right now, okay? That's moderate. We're expected to go into what we call orange or unhealthy for sensitive groups. So if you have chronic breathing problems, elderly, young children, that could be problematic for folks that have chronic breathing problems, asthma, bronchitis, all those kinds of things. Air quality is going down. Now, just the heat alone with the melting forecast, for example, we're looking at it continuing to stay, 95 degrees, so you better eat it fast because it's going to melt really fast. And by the way, the UV index is going to be elevated. You see how these little things are kind of subtle? makes for a pretty looking day, but you got to be mindful that we could have some problems because we're at a very high level for Monday and Tuesday. We'll go down with Wednesday, Thursday, back up to a 10 on Friday. We're at a very high level, okay? That's one away from extreme. Think about this from a long-term standpoint. So extended exposure to the sun without blocking it with your sunblock and all of that could set you up for some skin cancer problems. And we have the air quality problem, and we have the heat and humidity. All of that without a storm in place. That's irony, right? Clear for tonight in 74. The storyline is this tomorrow: hot, humid, and hazy. Heat index between 100 to 110. Then late in the week, stormy conditions. That's going to drop the temperature dramatically. So let's talk about the first things first. 94 in Georgetown, Millsboro, Seaford for tomorrow. Even though the winds are out of the north, not going to help much tomorrow. 94 in Cambridge and Vienna. And 93 in Berlin. Along the coast for tomorrow, we'll have along the coast 92 to 88, somewhere within that range. But that's still really warm nonetheless. Now, what is it going to feel like? Tuesday, it's going to feel like 104 in Ellendale, Milton, 103 in Millsboro, 102 in Selbyville. That's for Tuesday. Wednesday, we're going to feel like 104 in Millsboro, 105 in Ellendale, 103 Delmar, 103 in Seaford. We have 2 days in which we're going to have the heat index climbing to triple digits. Now let's talk about the rain. We're not worried about the rain until we get to Thursday, Friday. That's when we're going to get into the scattered rain category. And I really think more so late Thursday, early Friday morning. You see, Thursday in the afternoon, we stay cloudy. Friday, it pulls through, and Friday morning, it pulls through. So we're watching out for that to be an issue. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast. Now, if that isn't enough to keep in mind, I have one last thing I got to tell you. That's the haymaker or the plot twist. Friday, thunderstorms, and then we get almost cold Friday night going into Saturday morning.
All right, Paul, thank you. The Delaware Emergency Management Agency is stepping up school safety. DEMA launching a new school safety center. Here's the website. It's an expansion of its comprehensive school safety program. The center offers a one-stop website with resources for supporting schools, parents, and first responders to plan for emergencies. That includes tools for training, safety planning templates, and reporting. According to DEMA, it's designed to help schools prevent and respond to crises.
And get ready for one of Delmarva's most iconic traditions. You know it as the Chincoteague Pony Swim. Watch live as the Saltwater Cowboys guide the wild ponies across the Assateague Channel to Chincoteague Island. Coverage begins at 7 a.m. this Wednesday. That's going to be on DSN and anywhere on DSN+.
Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 6:15, Maryland Supreme League boys basketball. Then at 10:30, the final score.
And coming up, walking and Alzheimer's. An unexpected connection between the two. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5. A new study shows that daily walking can reduce the risk of cognitive decline, especially among people with a genetic predisposition for Alzheimer's. Almost 3,000 participants between the ages of 70 and 79 reported their daily walking habits over the course of 10 years.
Samsung has reached a $16.5 billion agreement to supply Tesla's latest AI semiconductors. The 8-year contract was announced Monday in a regulatory filing by Samsung. Elon Musk confirming the deal on X. Musk posted Samsung's new chip factory will be dedicated to making Tesla's next generation A16 chip.
Some sad news here. Animal rescues in shelters across the country reporting a sharp increase in animals being surrendered. The number of shelters say that the shift is due to financial hardship. For some, every aspect of owning a pet, from vet visits and food to beds, treats, and toys, has grown to be too expensive in recent years.
Delaware State Fair wrapped up this weekend, and the results are in for the State Fair's fan favorite mock election. People voted ice cream as best fair food, carnival rides and games as the best attraction, the best livestock as dairy cattle, and the best show as Demolition Derby.
All right, sounds like fun. Our dry take camera in Ocean City, 83 degrees right now, and we're going to drop down to 81 with clear skies as early as 8 o'clock in the evening. Then we'll dip down to 80 degrees even by 9 o'clock. Our umbrella giveaway winner is Nancy Moore of Ocean View, Delaware. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. And as you keep up with your forecast, you can simply call our weather line. The number to call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Brugstead, Mendalis, and Federico. And here's a look at your 10-day forecast. Listen, it's going to be sweltering hot for Monday and Tuesday. Then we drop crazy after the rain on Thursday, Friday, down to 70s for the highs and low 60s for the overnight lows.
All right, Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.